Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over with you my beauty surprises of 2019, the good and the bad. So I tried some new makeup last year. I tried some new makeup last year, and you know, some of it I'm not surprised I liked. I'm just surprised at how much I liked it. And then there were some that I was surprised I didn't like. I didn't like at all. So I thought I would start off this video with the positives and start off with the good beauty surprises of 2019. And the first one is a very recent purchase, and it is from Shop Miss A, and it's the AOA Wonder Blender Sponge. This one is dirty because I used it today, but look how fat it is. This cost $1 from Shop Miss A, and this is the teardrop one in black. And I'm surprised. I mean, I wasn't expecting a whole lot for $1, so I only bought one, and I was really surprised at how much I liked it. I like it so much that it's the only sponge I've been using since I bought it. And that's not true. I have alternated. I have a beauty blender, so I'll alternate at least 2 sponges because I don't want to have to wash a sponge every day. So, but yeah, this has been like my main workhorse in terms of makeup sponges. So I have backup upon backups, and I want to show you what it looks like dry. So this is a new one. That's the new one, dry. And then this is what it looks like when it's wet and fat. And it's really nice. It's soft, it's spongy, but it's got just the right amount of density. It's a nice size. I like a beauty sponge with a big old butt, so it's a nice size for me. And then I don't usually like pointy sponges, but this one does have a little bit of a point on it, but it's not too pointy because it gets right there in the inner corner eye area very nicely, and it's easy to wash. I'm able to get it clean, and this one's a little torn, but I mean, for $1 it does hold up very well. Like the last one, this is my second one that I've used. The first one lasted me, I want to say, at least a month. So for $1, I mean, okay. All right, so that was a big surprise for 2019. Another new thing I tried last year was skincare from e.l.f. And I tried 2 things from them actually. This one is the illuminating eye cream. And the package is really nice. It's plastic, but it's frosted. It just looks more expensive than what it is. I forget how much I paid for it. I think it was like $12. And it's I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I damn near used the whole thing. I just have a little left to try. I've switched to something else, but I'm going to go on ahead and finish this out because why not? I mean, did it illuminate my under eye? No. I think it's supposed to help with puffiness. Did it do that? I can't say. I don't suffer from under eye puffiness. What I liked about it though is that it's so thin and it's so light and it's smooth, and it's cool. Even though I didn't refrigerate it, it felt cool going onto my skin, and it made my under eye area feel so soft, like silk, like seriously. And I wasn't expecting that from e.l.f. I'm not gonna lie. And I really liked it. Did it, at the end of the day, did it do anything beneficial for my under eye skin? I don't know. It says it has vitamin E in here and purified water, so maybe it did, but I just know it felt good, and I liked the way my skin under here felt with this on, and so that's why I'm almost finished with it. So what else did I like in 2019? Well, I liked a concealer, which shouldn't be surprising. But it's from Benefit. I don't think I've ever purchased anything from Benefit. I think this is the first product I've ever purchased from that brand, and it is the Boing Cakeless Concealer. I have it in the mini sample, the mini size, because I wanted to try it first before spending like $29 on it, because it's a high-end concealer. And I liked it so much, I went on ahead, I think probably during a sale, and bought the full size. So I got it in two different shades, one for highlighting and one for concealing. This is the shade number 9 and this is 10. And I like it. It's got nice coverage. It goes on smoothly. It blends out beautifully. It wears all day, set underneath powder. And if I hadn't, I've been using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I repurchased that during sales also. I think the last VIB Rouge sale, I re-upped on that. I have that in 2 shades as well because I thought I was running out. Come to find out I'm not. I mean, I can see the inside of the bottle and I'm still, every day I'm still pulling out products. So my God, that lasts forever. But if I didn't have those as backups, I think I would have gone on ahead and repurchased these 2 shades in this formula because I really like it. So I was surprised. I was surprised at just how nice this product is and just how much I liked it. And I guess that's because I've never purchased anything from Benefit, so I didn't know what to expect. And so this was a nice surprise. Another surprise in the complexion product arena is from Juvia's Place, and it is their shade stick. They launched shade sticks in 2019 and I picked one up. It took me a long while, but I finally bit the bullet and I bought one. I got mine in the shade Mozambique, and I don't typically go for stick foundations. I have very few in my collection, actually. I think the only other stick foundation I have is from Lancome, that's a beautiful one. But I rarely use it because I don't know, I prefer liquid foundations, but something about this just intrigued me and I just really wanted to try it. And I finally went on ahead and tried to find my shade and ordered it online during their Black Friday sale. And I didn't do too terribly with the shade match. You know, it's not a perfect match, but I can make it work. And surprisingly enough, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I really don't. It goes on really nicely. It's creamy. It blends out smoothly, whether with a sponge or with a brush. And it wore well for the few hours that I wore it. I've only worn it, I think I've worn it twice now. It builds up very nicely. It's got fairly good coverage to be a stick foundation, and yeah, it held up very well during the day for the hours that I wore it. It did sink somewhat into my fine lines around my mouth, but most of my foundations do. And yeah, it was definitely a surprise because I actually like it. Who knew? More complexion products. Bronzers. I'm not into bronzers, but this product launched last year, got me into bronzing my skin, and it is from Fenty Beauty, and it's the Sunstalker bronzer, and this is in the shade Cocoa Naughty. Can we talk about the packaging? Number one, okay, that's why I bought it. That's why I tried it. But then I tried it. This is Cocoa Naughty. And it's just really nice. I know this has gotten mixed reviews. Some people here on YouTube love it, some people don't. But I'm one of the people that do. I really like it. It's not too much for me. You can build it up. It's not to where you put it in there and you've got bronzer all over your face and you've got to spend hours trying to blend it out. It's not like that at all. And I think that's one of the things some people didn't like about it, is because it's kind of more subtle. And it does need to be built up, at least on my skin tone it does. But I like that. I like that because I do tend to be a little heavy-handed. with my powder products on my face. And this, I can be heavy-handed. It's hard to be heavy-handed without going in multiple times and deliberately being heavy-handed with it. And I really like it. I thought it gave me a nice warmth to my face. It wasn't too red. It didn't turn red on me at any point. And it just made me feel, it made me look more healthy, I thought. It just made my complexion look more healthy, and I really like it. And I now alternate between my contour. Today I contoured, but I've been alternating between contouring and bronzing because of this little lady right here. Nice. That was a big surprise. That was a big surprise. Another bronzer that I was surprised to like was this one by CoverGirl. It's the Full Spectrum by CoverGirl. I don't know if they even still have the Full Spectrum line. I don't know if they still carry this. Apparently this was a bronzer that they had under a different line years ago, and then it disappeared, and then they brought it back under the Full Spectrum line. I'm not sure if that line still exists or if this bronzer still exists, but I tried it last summer, and I was surprised, because if you look at it, just from the look of it, it looks really really deep, like really dark. But it's, you know, it's winter time now, so I don't have my tan, so I'm darker in the summertime when I was using this. But it was really nice. It's a little on the reddish side, but not too red. It's very warm. It worked really nice on my skin tone with my tan, and I wore this for the better part of the summer because this one is darker than the Fenty one. So this one I wear more in the winter time, and this one is what I wore for the most part in the summertime, and it was a pleasant surprise. I see what all the hype is about it. A lot of women of color, really black women, love this bronzer, and I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I have it. If it's gone again, hopefully it's not, but if it's gone again, I'm glad that I tried it and that I have it currently in my collection. So this was a nice surprise. Another complexion product that I really enjoyed, I don't have it here, but if I can find a picture, I'll put a picture of it. It's from The Ordinary. It's their salicylic acid, and I don't have it because the one that I had, I finished up a couple of months ago, several months ago, over the summer, and I haven't been able to find it in stock anywhere else in the United States of America or in the planet Earth. So I'm without it. But I really liked it. It definitely dried up my acne, because I suffer from acne, especially around that time of the month. Right on time, my skin breaks out, and I found that salicylic acid really helped dry. It didn't prevent future breakouts, but it definitely helped dry up the remnants of any breakouts that I did get, and I really enjoyed it. And for a minute there, with that product in combination with some other Ordinary products, I felt like my skin for about 10 good minutes there was looking pretty damn good. And then, you know, I ran out of that, and I was using new products, and all hell broke loose. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's gonna be restocked at some point. I don't know if The Ordinary's not planning to bring it back or what, but I hope they do. I've been looking for an alternative, because Good Molecules now, you know, has they're like competing with The Ordinary with their pricing and their skincare, but they don't have a salicylic acid, a strict salicylic acid serum like The Ordinary does. So, you know, I'm hoping it's going to come back into stock one day, and when it does, I will know to buy several at a time and not just the one. Next up are some eyeshadows, and I'm not surprised I liked these eyeshadows. I'm just surprised at how much I like them. And the first one are eyeshadows. They're single shadows from Give Me Glow, and these are my single shadows. And I bought these first, the really bright ones I bought first, because I had heard about Give Me Glow. I have seen them on other people's channel, and I really wanted to try them, and so I went on ahead and I just purchased some singles to start with. These are all Give Me Glows, but the bright ones are the ones I started off with, and wow, I'm so impressed by this eyeshadow formula. It's an indie brand, and the mattes are really pigmented. They feel soft to the touch when I swatch them. The mattes are really pigmented, and ooh, the metallics are really metallic. That's a metallic. This is a matte. This is a matte, and this is a metallic. I mean, look at that. The mattes are really pigmented, but they're so easy to blend. And the metallics, as you can see, really, you don't need to wet them. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. These are the easiest eyeshadows, I think. One of the easiest eyeshadow formulas to work with. I then went on ahead and I purchased the palette, the Vintage Rose palette from them, and here's the palette. Absolutely beautiful. I did a tutorial with this, and I also did a tutorial with the Money Moves. This is a palette. These are shades here, the green ones that they sold as a palette, a 4-pan quad. They no longer sell the palette, but you can still buy the 4 shadows together in a bundle. And they are so easy to work with. The matte, sometimes, I get worried about really pigmented matte shades because they can be difficult, or they kind of work like pressed pigments. They can be hard to blend out or won't adhere to the skin. And these are just so easy to work with. I tell you, when I do a look with these eyeshadows, it doesn't take me any time at all. I usually spend a lot of time blending, but with these shadows, you really don't need to blend that much. They really... Eyeshadow palettes. 2 other recent purchases, and I'm not going to go on and on about these because I know there's some bad feelings about this. About this launch. And it is the Galaxy, the Space Duo, the 2 limited edition Star Wars collaboration palettes from Pat McGrath. This is Galactic Gold and this is Dark Galaxy, and I did a swatches and a tutorial using both of them. I'll link the video up here. I'm not surprised I liked these palettes, but I am surprised that, oh my God, how much I love these palettes. And the launch apparently was a hot mess, which I was not aware of because my purchasing experience went so smoothly, knock on wood, that I didn't know until after I started watching people's videos that it was a mess, evidently. But yeah, these palettes are gorgeous. This palette has 3 repeat shades in it, so I'm not happy about that at all. But it's an all shimmer palette, and I feel like of all the shimmer palettes, all shimmer palettes that I have, this one I could so easily do a full eye look with it. And I don't tend to reach for all shimmer palettes because I don't typically do all shimmer eye looks, but I feel like I could definitely do one with that palette. And then this is the Dark Galaxy palette, and again, just so beautiful. And then the packaging, I told you I'm a Star Wars fan, and so for me this was just like the perfect storm. Pat McGrath and Star Wars, like. And then last but not least, in the good surprise category, beauty surprises of 2019 for me is it's not an eyeshadow palette. It is a palette, not an eyeshadow palette. It's actually a face palette, and it is, I know my peeps already know what it is because I only have one. It's the Sephora Pro face palette in the shade Deep. and it's the only face palette I own because I don't typically buy face palettes, but this one was like the first one that looked like every shade in the palette would work for me, and every shade in the palette does work for me. First of all, it's absolutely gorgeous. Just aesthetically looking, it's just gorgeous. I did do a get ready with me using every shade in the palette. I used the contour shades, I used the blushes, I used the highlighter, I used some of the shades as eyeshadow. Like, I used every shade in the palette, and every single one worked on my skin tone. And it's gorgeous. It's heavy. Oh my God, you get a nice big mirror, and it's really heavy, but I could definitely see myself traveling with this. Yes, it's heavy as hell. And of course, it would not go in a suitcase. It would go on my carry-on luggage on the plane with me. But I could definitely see myself bringing this along with me on trips, because I wouldn't have to bring a separate bronzer or contour. I wouldn't have to bring a separate highlighter. I wouldn't have to bring a separate blush. It's all right here in this palette, and I was apprehensive about buying it because I purchased one of their pro eyeshadow palettes, and that was horrendous. But this is really nice. Why can't they make all their eyeshadows this quality? I don't know, but this was the biggest pleasant surprise, beauty surprise of 2019 for me. Let's talk about the beauty surprises that weren't so good, that I didn't like so much. And I'm going to start off with a primer, and it is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's their eye primer. This is the mini size, and I'm really glad I bought it in the mini size. ABH launched the eye primer in 2019, and I don't love this, and I'm going to even go as far as to say I don't like it. There, I said it. I've been saying I don't love it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You've seen it though. You've seen me using it in tutorials, but I don't really like it. And everybody and their mama loves this thing. Everybody likes it, it seems. And I just don't. And I think the main reason is because I get such inconsistent results every time I use it. I'll use it with shadows. I use it with new eyeshadows. And then I'll use it with shadows that are not new, that I've used time and time again, that have always performed very well for me. And sometimes they come out okay, and then other times they're patchy, they crease. It just doesn't work for me. This is what it is. First of all, it's really light. The shade is really light. And so anytime I use it, I try not to use it from brow to lash line, because I have to go over it with a flesh toned shadow under the brow because it's so light. It dries quickly, and when I first bought it and first used it, product would just squirt out of it as soon as I took the top off. Thankfully that finally stopped, but that was a pain in the ass. And then it dries. You only need just a little bit, and trying to figure out just the amounts to use was a pain in the ass also. Because if you use too much, you'll be blending out for days, and it dries quickly. And just, sometimes the shadows would adhere to it. Other times the shadows ended up being patchy. And I mean, it's a good base for bringing out the color in the shadows if you want them to look more vibrant and more impactful. But just working with it, and the results with it are so different each time I do a look with it. I don't have time. I don't have time for this. Something else that I tried in 2019, Emily Noel loves this product, and she talked about it so much on her channel at one point that I said, well, let me try it. I want to try it. And I saw that on Sephora, they actually sell it in a mini size, and which was great because it's $60 in the full size. Okay, so I thought I would try the mini size, and the mini size is expensive. It's $20, and the amount of product you get is very small as a mini. But with that said, it is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. The full size one, I believe, comes in a jar, I think a glass jar. But the mini comes in a squeezy tube. And yeah, she had talked so much about it, and it's got vitamin, well, it says vitamin enriched, so it's got vitamins in it, and it's supposed to prime your face and smooth it and moisturize it and all these wonderful, great things. Two problems with this. The fragrance in it. The fragrance is just, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is so freaking strong, and it smells like really strong men's cologne is what it smells like. And Bobbi Brown also, she makes a foundation that I really like, but it's the same thing with the foundation fragrance, and it's a loud fragrance, like you can smell it. Now with the foundation, you know, after a little bit it dissipates and you don't smell it, and I can go on with my life. This, it takes a while before the smell dissipates, and I just, for that reason alone, I could not bear to use this, because and I'm not like, I don't think I'm sensitive to smells and things like that, but this is just way too much. And I don't understand, if it's supposed to be so good for your skin, why? I haven't looked up the ingredients, but I have to imagine there's got to be fragrance in it. I mean, I have to imagine. And there's fragrance in the foundation. Why? And this is supposed to be so good for your skin. Why have all of that fragrance in it? It's just, it's beyond me. And my face broke out. Now, again, I was using a lot of different and new products on my face all at the same time, which I'm apt to do for some dumb reason. But I kind of feel like this was the culprit to breaking me out, because the fragrance in here is so strong, and I have sensitive skin. I think this was it. I think this did it. And I haven't used it since. I used it a few times. My skin broke out, and I put it down, and I'm probably going to throw it out because I'm not going to use it again. I can't deal. I can't. And now the last beauty surprise of 2019. That was not a good one. It was not a good one. And it's a big surprise for me. And you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be like, Lynette, not you. Yes, girlfriend, but me. It's from McGrath. And it's an eyeshadow palette. What? I know what you're saying. Girl, not you. Not you. Didn't like something from McGrath. You didn't like an eyeshadow from McGrath. Not you. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not that I didn't like it. It's that I was very disappointed with it. And it's one of the quads, the limited edition quads she released last year. And this one is Ritualistic Rose. I like pink eyeshadow. I don't know why, I just do. And I bought this palette. I mean, I wasn't gung-ho actually to buy this quad. I did buy her other quad, which I absolutely love. But I wasn't so gung-ho to buy this quad because I was really only interested in half of the quad. And that's these two shadows right here. This like purple one, and then this pink one. And these are all her special shades, so fantastic. So I wasn't like, you know, I wasn't like all gung-ho to get this one, because I was spending all this money for two eyeshadows basically, because I didn't care nothing about these two right here. And I still don't. And the quality is not bad. Like, it's not the quality that disappointed me or made me regret buying this palette at all. The quality is consistent. The formula is consistent with all of her other shadows. Oh, I'm swatching the wrong one. It's just that, you know, this is it's just kind of not my style, I guess. These shadows were just so, they're gorgeous, they're beautiful. And I did a look with it, and at first I wasn't really feeling it, but then, you know, after wearing it for, I had to give it up. The look did turn out beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. It was beautiful. It's just that they're really subtle, and I guess I'm just not that much into subtlety. I'm gonna try to be this year in 2020 with my makeup. I really feel like, you know, I want to do more. So not today, but I want to do more subtle looks. I want to expand my range, my repertoire of eyeshadow looks, and I want to do some more subtle, like not so in your face, not so bright, not so, you know, dark, not so, like, more subtle stuff. And I'll be able to do that with this quad because these shades are subtle. But yeah, if I had to do it over again, I would not purchase this quad. I know, shocker. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And there are plenty of people, you know, if you like subtle looks, that like looks that you can maybe wear more readily to work or in the daytime. So it's a gorgeous quad. But yeah, knowing what I know now, if I had to do it over again, I would have just stuck with the Nocturnal Nirvana quad that I bought, and I would have just allowed somebody else to purchase this one. And that is it. Those were all my beauty surprises of 2019, the good and the bad. Let me know, what were some of your surprises? What products surprised you, whether for the good or for the not so good in 2019? If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and consider subscribing, because I do makeup related content here on my channel every Saturday. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.